Hello folks, well it's 7 years ago today that 2 vans and 5 people set off on a trip of a lifetime to Morocco. I'm not sure how this ended up being a job for me. I know one thing's for sure, that CampervanCulture.com was never supposed to be a business. Somehow what turned out, what started as being me messing around with a few mates making van videos has turned into something that's now our living and something we very much enjoy. The world sure was a different place back then. We're right in the middle of COVID at the minute, and with Brexit coming up in a few days' time, the world is a different place than it was those 7 years ago. One thing's for sure though, all this started with that one trip where we decided that we'd go out and film it. There was nothing to watch on YouTube at the time. There was no hashtags, there was no Instagram, Facebook was pretty new too. So we had a good few followers, and we ended up picking up quite a bit of following from people. So this allowed us to do this for a living. It's also allowed us to expand, and now we've got this amazing workspace called the CampervanCulture.com hangar. It's still pretty new, but I know that it's going to be a hub that's going to attract like-minded people, so we can all get together and plan trips together and bounce off each other and kind of get some ideas around of how to make a better productive future. It also allows us now to do jobs and work on people's vans and expedition vehicles to equip them ready for travel. It's also made us the go-to people quite often for travel advice, vehicle build advice and things like that. Which is something again that's just happened naturally. So how did Campervan Culture start, and you know how it got to where it is today? I honestly don't know, but I do remember before the Morocco trip I did turn around and I mentioned to Al, like, wouldn't it be good one day if we had our own place and we could somehow managed to get the money for the fuel through work or something we did as a job. And I think you'll agree it's gone way past that point. That's for sure. Over the years we've got to meet some amazing people and work now with some pretty big international brands. We're also respected in our own right, I suppose, overseas with lots of international followers. We always appreciate that. And it started off with myself, Louise and Isaac, and it'll finish with myself, Louise and Isaac. So whatever happens over the next few years and whatever has happened or gone on so far, it started with the 3 of us and it'll end with the 3 of us and you guys who follow us. So check out this new edited version, feature length Morocco special. So if you've got some stamina, you can sit down and watch it start to finish. Enjoy and take care, guys. Well, here we go, setting off on our trip to North Africa, Morocco to be precise. It's just December the 13th, it's Isaac's birthday, isn't it, Isaac? Picked him up from school, Christmas is coming, and we're away, escaping. Fingers crossed, everything will be alright. Just going to meet Al, well, heading to Poole and getting the ferry tomorrow, so yeah, here we go.
I tried to let it all hang out, but I knew I could never let it. When it's so metaphysical, whoa, ooh.
Happy birthday, dear Isaac. Get your belly out of the way, Jed.
Birthday to you. Come on, harder.
Get closer.
Oh.
Oh.
Last one.
Come on, big one. Gotta get up and do it. It's a joke fun.
But I knew I could never make it. I triple jump and crash onto. Oh no. Let go. We were looking for some answers, but all we wanted was some action. So let go. I left with a weight around my neck, and I knew I could never lose it. The moon was peeking through my soul. Oh no. Let go. We were looking for some answers, but all we wanted was some action. So let go.
You?
What did he ask you? Where
Well,
are you going? How much
yeah.
cash you've got? All that
Yeah, have you
stuff.
got any cash with you? I was like, no. And he went, I was like, what? He was, I said, well, we're 15 euros.
Yeah.
And then just asked where we're going.
Okay, cheers, thanks very much for that. Lovely. I thought I was going to get frisks then, didn't you?
Let go. We were looking for some answers, but all we wanted was some action. So let go. Let go. We were looking for some answers, but all we wanted was some action. So let go. I can never let it.
So we've just found our cabin, which is kind of small.
Well, we don't need anything bigger.
But it has got ensuite with a shower. That's kind of good.
Come into me crib!
Have you? Great. Actually,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
wicked.
They're amazing.
Shower?
Yeah.
They're
We've got
hilarious.
our wash stuff and then it's already in
The
there.
lights.
I don't
Right.
need my pillow.
Just
Won't be
you.
in here
Spoke
for
to
any
gadgety
of
fiddly
No,
about
it's
it.
not
Oh,
Ow.
oh
Yeah.
my, that freaked me
Wow.
out.
Oh, why is it not turning back on?
What have you done?
Oh, freaky!
I think this thing
Oh, pushing fingers at it again.
There.
Here we are aboard one of the LD line ferries. Nice and cheap. We get to reverse onto the boat, which is quite unusual. Even the lorries. But yeah, the rooms seem pretty good. Showers, all that sort of stuff. Just going to head to the lounge. Maybe have a pint. I think we've deserved it after a hard year of campervan culture. So might even stick this one in the expenses, eh guys?
So many people tell me one way, so many people tell me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in the motion and I don't wanna stop. So many people telling me one way, so many people telling me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in the motion and I don't wanna stop.
This is morning 3 of the trip. Finally we made it abroad. I'll let the others explain how the how the ferry crossing went. It was lively, gale force winds, apparently the worst one they've ever had. Just wild camping just north of Madrid, pretty cold. Vans are just over there, look. Camped on the edge of what could probably be described as a canyon, I guess. Pretty deep, lovely place. Got to be probably one of the top 10 places we've wild camped before. Got up early just to take in the view before we head off. Meet a guy we met online called Dave, lives in a cave, hence we've called him Dave the Cave. So we're going to go and check out what he's all about, fellow Syncro owner, so we're looking forward to that one.
So many people telling me one way, so many people telling me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in the motion and I don't want to stop. So many people telling me one way, so many people telling me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in the motion and I don't want to stop. So many people telling me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in emotion and I don't want to stop. So many people telling me one way, so many people telling me to stay. Never time to my mind made up, caught in emotion and I don't want to stop. And I don't want to stop.
Dave's just brought us to a place called Galera. There's a lot of cave dwellings. So all of these you can see around us now. There are some beautiful places. Some really interesting things they've done with roof tiles, making gutters down the sides of buildings. And, it's amazing how cheap some of these places are. It really makes you start to think that it'd be quite nice to grab somewhere like this and have a little home away from home.
Really nice, and the veranda thing at in green.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of these are holiday caves. Another load of caves up either side, so there's hundreds and hundreds of them. There's one there, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You alright there, Jed? You had a few too many Nelsons?
First bit of mechanical work. Seized stuck brake pad.
So here we are in beautiful Spain, and having Jed and Al are treating us to a bit of home mechanics. Apparently, the holiday begins here. Jed, what are you doing?
My brakes have seized on, so I've let go of that side, fix that, and I might as well do this side soon. I mean, I've got the tools out.
Party time.
How many days
Otherwise-
is it? 3 days in.
Day
already.
3. Al, what are you doing?
I'm just
Apart from playing with the dog.
I'm swapping our exhaust and inlet around on our Spacial because I've got a feeling that the exhaust gas has been collecting under the van and causing the Ebba to cut out. It's usually been fine before, but I think because we've just been camping with almost no wind at all, the exhaust gases are collecting and the inlet's getting a sniff of it and then making it cut out. So I've swapped them around so that the exhaust is going to come out the side of the van and hopefully then all of the gases will be gone and it'll actually keep running and keep us warm.
Well, the dog's
Fingers crossed.
finding it interesting. At least there's that.
Spanish, obviously, so I've got a phone number. So if we just head for the Lidl, and then if we get stuck, we'll just give them a ring.
Okay.
Yeah?
There's no address on the website at all?
There is, but the postcodes are they're not very accurate, are they?
Has it got a street name? If it's got a street name and a place, then I should be able to get it online.
It's called, I don't know, it's pretty to understand actually. No. No, not that I can understand.
Now she knows where she has to go. She needs a buzz when she arrives.
So we've just arrived at the Lidl at Algeciras on search of the elusive Carlos ticket seller. Get our tickets to get over to Morocco hopefully tomorrow. So yeah, let's crack on. So here we are outside of the offices of this Carlos fella. Just behind us there, like he gives you a cake and a beer and it's all like, but you know what? Like we came here and it's like, oh yeah, we'll come because he speaks good English, fills out the form. He just shouts at you in Spanish, really. And yeah, sure they all speak English, you just don't really want to, which is fine because we're in Spain, but we've driven quite a long way out of the way to come here because we want to go wild camp at a beach and yeah, just find a ticket place near where you're going to go, and as long as it's €200 return, then that's what it is anyway, I guess. One thing I will sort of point out, he only takes cash as well, which is quite irritating because if you're sort of travelling on a credit card like we are at the moment, credit card's king, so that we've had to dip into some cash money, but oh well, there we go, whole part of the fun and games.
When she leaves, she's just asking to be followed. When she walks out, all she wants is to be led.
Well, the day's arrived where we're going to head off over to North Africa. We're on the ferry to Tangier Med in Morocco. Just leaving the port now on the high-speed boat. If you look behind me there, you can see that we've got the Rock of Gibraltar, little UK, over there in the corner. So yeah, let's see what North Africa's got to offer.
She couldn't care less. Oh, wearing that dress, I tell you, pretty little thing. No, hot little thing. Hot little thing who knows it. Don't suppose it would be cool if we
Sunshine! Finally!
You know every guy noticed the way that your dress clings on for the ride. Now you ain't saying nothing.
So where are we going?
I don't know, you've got the map.
I know, but we've got to go get this bloody insurance stuff.
I mean, we might find that it becomes obvious where the insurance comes from. with that insurance title. Yeah.
We hung out.
Just me or? Ah, Alan. Alan, you go over there.
Is there any ATMs here or not?
No.
It's all money exchange. If you want to get some dirhams now,
Otherwise,
I think we're just going to take some money out of an ATM when we hit a town.
but otherwise I think we've got to go into Tangier to go and get
Nice
this
handbrake.
insurance.
Yeah, you just scaled down the side of that thing on a rope. That's why the dogs and police were running over.
Serious?
Yeah. Is it?
How much is it, Jed?
Won't get her numbers. I ain't saying nothing. So no sex to make one away.
First night in Morocco. We are now in a place called Chefchaouen. First campsite we've stayed at so far. A bit of a rainy night this evening, so that's not too bad. First one we've had so far. Just doing a bit of food and stuff. Met an English guy, Ollie. Seems okay. He's got a Sprinter van. He's camped next to us. He seems to get it. So yeah, we're probably head off down to Chefchaouen town tomorrow. See what all that's about. Well, we entered Africa in the end, but it went pretty well. Crazy drivers on the mountain roads, but we came to expect that. We're at a place called Chefchaouen at the moment. First time on a campsite, so it's okay. Kind of rained last night, which is fine. The view from the campsite's pretty good, and there's a nice town down there. Views are pretty good. Take a look. Real different feeling now. We're in North Africa. You just see loads of people walking around in these like kind of big robes with pointy hats, kind of Star Warsy looking guys, but it looks really good. Sort of drove through the town yesterday and right through the middle of a funeral with the coffin being passed through the streets. That's kind of freaky. Just massive big bird stalks everywhere, massive nests about big as a car just perching on the side of buildings. It's super interesting. Met some cool people, a couple of English people, some Scandinavians, a few French around. Yeah, we've arrived.
Police and thieves in the street, fighting the nation with their guns and ammunition. Police and thieves in the street, scaring the nation with their guns and ammunition.
And 12 o'clock for the men, 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock the night, women.
Right, okay.
After
Different
the
times.
men, yeah, it changed.
Right.
We've just been having a walk around Chefchaouen town. It's pretty picturesque actually. So everyone's really friendly. I haven't had any hassle really off anyone. Al and Harriet guy sort of took them under the wing.
To make design, because the Berber before they talk was not alright, so they put the design like stories.
And we have the nomad ones. It's made with a cactus fiber. Doesn't burn with fire. This kind of cactus.
Oh wow.
Stronger from the plants.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah,
Doesn't burn.
Yeah, it
Canvas.
is tough, huh? Yeah.
really tough.
This is very antique carpet.
Yeah, I
The old ones.
Lots of them.
Yes, he because here is a community Berber.
Yeah.
Here we don't pay tax, not like Fez, Marrakesh, big towns. It's high
Right.
prices. Most people don't buy from big cities. They buy from small cities.
Yeah.
No tax, and people are very honest. You
Yeah.
don't push people. Never push, never rush. If you like some things, okay. If not, we keep smile.
Yeah.
And here everything's heavy. We do even shipping. We ship by FedEx.
Ah,
We ship to America, to India.
Very cool.
Tu préfères
Just bought some big bag of olives for some guy for a few pence, like 80 pence or whatever it is. So yeah, it's really good.
I need that jumper so bad.
This is our last morning in Chefchaouen. Had a really nice day yesterday. Walking around down in the Medina. Met a nice guy called Mustafa, showed us around a bit. Told us some interesting facts about the town itself. The word Chefchaouen is actually two words. Means look, mountain. The Chaouen part is the mountain bit of the word. We're heading off down towards Fez today. It's about the maps say it's about a 2.5 hour drive, so we're kind of going to presume that means about 5 hours. All the roads seem to take a hell of a lot longer. There's a lot of trucks moving around and they all move very slowly through the mountains. I think we're going to head to a campsite down there called Diamant Vert. From the reviews, it seems like it's probably the best place to head out of the two main campsites down there. It's going to be kind of sad to say goodbye to Chefchaouen. It's a really beautiful place. Could spend a good few days wandering around down in the Medina down there quite easily, I think. But we're trying to get further down south, really get into the deserts, do a bit of wild camping.
Awesome! Free buffet! We're just going on got a guide to take us around the city. Just kind of in a cab at the minute. Check this out. Squeeze them in. So here we are now, just wandering the streets of Fez. Just listening to our guide, sort of showing us a thing or two. Pointed out that all the mosques are all got green roofs, so there's one back there, up there too. About to hit the city walls right now, so yeah, it's really good. Plenty of interesting things around. It's really cool actually, I really enjoy myself. Right, we're gonna head to the tannery now. Well, this is where we are. Well, the smell's pretty pungent.
English or German?
English.
Yeah, follow your hands. Or you can come closer, I can explain to them how English and German.
Whoo, stinky.
This is one piece done made of literary elements, wool, silk and cotton. This is for a Moroccan dress, jalaba. People can use for curtains, for tablecloths.
My new scarf.
Just this place before.
Feed the camera.
That is better, isn't it?
Well, after a great visit in Fez, we stayed there a couple of nights. We had a great time in Fez. It was an amazing place. I was really surprised, actually. I thought it was going to be absolutely manic. It wasn't. It was really nice. Right now we're camped in the Cedar forest. We camped last night. We went off-road for a while. Right up the top there was snow. And then we noticed that Al's GoPro was missing from his van, so we've lost that, which is a pain in the arse really, but I mean, things happen on these trips, I guess. It's Christmas Eve, the morning of Christmas Eve right now. Just sort of chilling out really. We've not had much time to just sit around and just admire where we are. There's all monkeys in these trees around here. We had a fire last night in the bush pig braai. Yeah, really weird. We had a few beers. Managed to pick some of those up from a Carrefour supermarket. They're quite expensive in Morocco, being a Muslim country. And just sat around and heard like really weird noise, and then the donkey just came walking through the camp in the black, and then just disappeared out again. That was quite amusing. Cedar trees, just heading down, maybe choose a campsite this evening as it's Christmas Day. Just plenty of wild camping opportunities as well. Hopefully we'll get onto those later.
Wow. Let's get a couple of snaps. Shukran.
Some more balls on, mate.
It was this, these two fighting. It's one of them. She basically went, I hadn't even...
Waiting for Santa to come tonight?
Yeah. Yay! I ask everyone all the time, usually when I'm really hungry.
So, Jed, how was your days off-roading today?
I've never driven roads like that in my life. Just, I'd like to try and explain it, but I don't think I can. Just, it was just views everywhere. It was like the best off-roading, but all day. Yeah, just loved it. Views, everything, people, wildlife, monkeys, everything really. Snow, mud, big cedar trees, small little trees, big rocks, big open plains. It was everything you could ever do in a day was done today. Happy Christmas, mate. Santa found you then.
Oh, you sneaky bugger! Oh, it even smells like the Medina.
How many potatoes do you want, Jed?
Just a couple, whatever. Just
there you go.
yeah, it's fine. Just 2, 3, whatever.
2, 3, 10.
Yeah. Man, the chicken looks nice.
Is that all of the chicken?
That's all of it. Where's that spoon gone? Oh wow.
No, they make me do stinky pumps.
Everyone gets stinky pumps from Christmas cards, man.
I'll eat everything.
Yes, but see, I'm not even on. How many carrots? Couple, 3? It just seems natural.
Oh my god. CampervanCulture. Christmas dinner.
Oh god, this is chaos.
They're good.
Taller than the middle class boy, cash running in your pockets. You skate high, gold on your fingertips. They try to make people nervous. So there's something missing in your smile, something missing in your soul. Are you suffering the blues? Tell me why, tell me when, tell me why, when. Get green, doctor,
I think he did it a couple of years ago. But it's like anyone else. The people seem to return to Morocco, don't they? Once they've been. I don't think. We just can't cover it in one trip, can you? You need about a year driving around. We do need to slow down on that.
your banks packed to legends. Do your sad.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Me too.
Are you suffering the blues? Tell me why, when green dollar bills slip your hand, let them have anything you wanna come and stand me. Boy, when the plans slip your hand, let them have everything you wanna come and stand me.
Here we go. CampervanCulture, Overlander's washing machine. Taking a ride out this morning, just found the source of the River Ziz.
He's like, maybe you have something you can exchange. I'm like what? Have we got any t-shirts left?
Just
Smiley
exchange
Bob.
t-shirts.
And hoodies.
I'm mad for them.
Berber people, they will be happy.
Yeah? This is my friend's company.
Six body, bobula, dobula.
And this is a good one for you. With a
That's
hood,
good.
okay?
For cold, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So there's a special one for you.
Yes, that's it. Special. No, that's it for me.
So when they're on the camels through the desert, they know that real dubbers drive them daily.
And the bus.
How can take water? Is it from here? Here. 45 kilometers. First day I working 150 meters deep with hand. In the night I stay water, morning we're working. Without water, not possible working again.
Yeah.
Now, welcome.
غاية ما غارت تمدام ستنري تقيم توسم غاية ما غارت تمدام ستنري تقيم توسم
Oh, jealous desert, why can't you see? You are a treasure. I've seen the world. I love you better. Oh, Tenerife, you are the treasure of my soul.
تقيم توسم نغاية ما غارت تمدام ستنري تقيم توسم دلغ يلا كيسا مقار يطقل انتو ماسترتاي دلغ يلا كيسا مقار يطقل انتو ماسترتاي
Oh, Tenerife, oh, jealous desert, why can't you see? You are a treasure. I've seen the world. I love you better. Oh, Tenerife, you are the treasure of my soul. Oh, my soul. Oh, my soul. You are the treasure of my soul.
Back to TV.
mois du désert, c'est le mois de Morocco. Oui. La ville, la maison et la tente.
À Fous.
En Fous.
Oui.
Comment? La glace.
30.
Combien de 30? Oui. Le mois.
Hey. Start again.
Walking like the undead, best foot forward, still tears rolling from my head. And looking like the undead, eyes glazed over, unplayed music hanging from my neck. Feeling like the undead, broken hearted, suffocating, choking on my own dreams.
So just taking a little bit of time out to explain where we are right now. We're in the desert, basically.
My thoughts running, enthusiasm tied up my brain.
The guardian of this whole area, he likes us for some reason, and he's let us camp here for free. He turns other people around pretty quick, so we feel pretty privileged right now.
I'm drifting like the undead. Oh, felt this incomplete before.
No, I won't. No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't let you move that way. 'Cause I don't. No, I don't. I don't let you move that way. No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't stand here whilst you sway. No, I don't anymore. Wow, look how high up it goes. Look at this side, so look out your window. No, I don't let you move that way. No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't stand here whilst you sway. No, I don't anymore.
Just headed up into the high Atlas from Todra. It's quite a steep climb, so we just pulled over to let the van cool down, and then we noticed this patch of oil underneath Al's van, which isn't ideal. However, we know what it is, and he's got a two-wheel drive oil filler on the van when the TDI conversion was done. So that's been rubbing on the bash plate slightly, so we're just trying to sort that out just now. Yeah, it's quite warm up here, isn't it?
Make up my mind. One minute I'm boiling and then I'm freezing. Look.
That's what 2,500 metres does to you.
Yeah, see, look, there's that squash in the plate there, and they've obviously, Volkswagen have gone, oh, that bit rubs on that, and then they've modified that with a squish. Look, fucking hell, it's cracked all the way through. There's a complete crack through it. Big crack, isn't it?
You put the other cable tie on the actual filler so it's not.
I have, I've done that already, yeah. Put one on, stop it vibrating around. Hopefully that'll hold until we get down the mountain.
Rubber in a tube, eh? Who told us to bring rubber in a tube?
It was Dave, but I always carry some anyway, to be honest. Just, it's such useful stuff like that.
Things seems to come in, well, they usually come in threes, but they've come in twos this time. Al's just pulled up at this garage here. We're just going to get his pipe welded up. He's got to drop the oil, look, and take the bit off just to do that. I've just started getting this knocking and just looked under the rear, and look, it's just shaking out the bolt for the top of the shock. It's an M10 bolt, and they only seem to have Imperial stuff around here, so I've managed to find this piece of threaded bar in the store, so I'm just about to make up a bolt to keep that shock absorber in place. It must have been the desert the other day. It's so shaky, it's just shaking the shit out of everything, so I think we're gonna take the vans to a campsite today and just have a good shakedown, sort out, just have a real good look around the vans, because that driving the other day certainly took its toll.
Not good. Look at that crack.
Right the way around, isn't it?
Almost started to go round. Just there. Yeah. It was...
Is that rubber in there or not?
No, it's all metal.
Un joint.
Non, non, ça c'est pas.
Oui, je sais. Non, parce qu'après, ici, le feu, le papier.
Right, the gasket.
Tu parles anglais?
Je suis anglais.
Moi, je parle pas. Un peu. Daar is waarom geven. Good tourist from Morocco.
Yeah. Trebon.
Peut-être.
Yeah.
L'expérience. L'expert.
Yeah.
That is boom out.
Yeah.
Okay, you have this.
Yeah.
This is the piste. It's
right,
good piste.
Yeah. Okay.
To here.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah. This is piece 2.
yes.
Yeah.
The piste is very good.
Yeah. Okay. What about this one?
That's the spot before we go in on this one.
Yeah.
What's that you're doing there, Jed?
It's pretty rocky all the way up here, so we're just lowering the tyre pressures down to 30 just to take some of the jarring out of the vans, really. When we're back on the tarmac, we'll re-inflate again. Bonjour.
شكرا.
Yeah, driving past this dried up oasis, looking like there's patches of salt there. I wondered why the goats were along here with the herders. Maybe the goats like to lick the salt or something.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wouldn't be getting away from that after you'd had a chop, would you?
I show you the other
Look at that in there. How delicate is that? Up early this morning just to show you guys who haven't camped in a desert before just how beautiful it is. There's absolutely no one around for miles and miles and miles. We're in the Black Rock Desert at the moment. We're camped just over the back there in that little by that little tree. Just thought I'd have a little walk about this morning. Don't really know what I'm expecting to find. There's no sign of any snakes or anything. There's just us in the wilderness. There's a lot of mist on the ground this morning. As you can tell, I've got my buffalo top on and my CampervanCulture beanie. It does get slightly chilly very early morning. Last night was pretty warm actually. Probably the warmest night we've had since we've been away. The days are really hot, up to like what, 30s, something like that. So what is Morocco like? Morocco's amazing. People are really friendly. Yeah, the best people we've met actually, the people that we've met on the road, just stop places. One very special moment comes to mind when we met a young lady and her 2 kids. We just had a sandwich. Just spending time with those guys was good. The people are generally very honest people. We haven't had any trouble with police. We haven't even been pulled over at any of the roadside roadblocks. And it's got to that point in the trip now where I don't know how many days in we are. I started off on day 1, we're here day 2. I don't know what sort of day it is now. I know it was New Year the other day. I don't know if it's Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know if it's the 4th, 5th. Yeah, it's a great place to be actually. Takes a while to get into that mindset, I guess. Yeah, it is good to stop though and get supplies. I'm really enjoying going through the small towns at the moment. Yeah, like you get a place that sells chicken, a place that sells meat, so like beef or lamb, and then a place that just does veg. It's like every shop's got its own sort of purpose, like in the old days, I guess, in the UK. It really reminds me of when I did an overland trip to Cape Town years ago. Just brings me right back. It feels like I'm really in Africa, which I am. So we've just helped this Berber gentleman out. His motorbike has run out of fuel, so we just gave him the last little dregs out of Al's petrol stove. So hopefully that'll get him on his way. Thought we'd do something slightly different and offer him a cup of English tea, and he hated it. New? 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 This? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? 6, 4, 5.
T3technique.com.
So we've decided to stay at Okeechobee for a day or so, well, whole day at least. We're going to just give the van a sort of mid-trip inspection. I've just looked on top of my bash plate and there's about 4 inches of desert on top of there. Also want to clean up my filter properly. The pre-filters have been doing a good job up until now. I've checked the little cyclone filter at the end of the filter housing, and it didn't look like it had any new coloured dust in there, so the external ones are doing a great job. Oh my god. Take a look at this. Oh man. Tempted to keep the engine shroud off actually. It's supposed to keep crap out, not keep crap in. Bash plate there. Oh Jesus. I need to get that dropped. That crap out there. Sheesh. I emptied this, the pre-filter, just before we started the really dusty stuff. There's only that in there. Not too much at all. I've got a TDI conversion, that's why I've taken the housing out. It's a little bit different than standard because of all the charge cooler and that sort of thing. So the inside isn't looking too bad, so there's nothing getting through though. And yeah, the filter seems pretty bloody clean actually. Actually that's very clean. That's very surprising considering the amount of dust we've been through.
My sweet thing, we will find a way out of my bed. Once in my life you decided to stay. It was the best morning I ever had. You stroked my back with your head. It reminds me of last night. We started the evening at the small cafe. Before we get blinded by the lights, talking to everybody your words. I had none but I felt fine, tumbling through the night like summer rain. I believe in you will shine. My sweet thing, we will find a way out of my bed. Once in my life you decided to stay. It was the best morning I ever had. 2 blocks down from my flat, park swims in the morning light. I dive into the purple grass with nobody on my side. In my pocket, cold keys remind me of my bed. And the next days will be the last days, rude and sad. Behind the line you hide your face in the dark. My heart glows like the first spark. And the next days will be the first days in the park. My sweet thing, we will find a way. Way out of my way. Once in my life you decided to stay. It was the best morning I ever had.
Right then, time for a little walk, evening stroll with the drongo. Okay. We're camped just at the back there. I don't know if you can see the vans from there, behind that palm tree. Just heading out to the dunes for sunset. Gonna take a look. Well, here we go. I walked out here last night actually, but I was quite annoyed. Battery ran out on the camera, so I thought I'd come out again this evening. Yeah, this sand goes on for miles and miles and miles. It's pretty impressive. It's quite tiring to walk on as well actually, and very easy to get lost. The way we find our way back is, look what Isaac's doing. Making a line for us to follow back.
Looking pro, Jed.
Went to fill up the holes then. Stood there for about 10 minutes and realised there's that many holes in the hose, the water wasn't even coming out the end.
Had a good couple of days relaxing at Okeechobee, which is the big set of sand dunes near a place called Mazuga.
Yeah.
And heading off now towards a place called the Doral Valley, which will basically loop us round and take us to our next bit of off-road driving, which is another set of dunes called Chicago and a big salt flat called Lake Ariki. Decided to do this section on tarmac just because we can, basically. We would have been doubling back on ourselves along the same route we'd already driven, and it was pretty punishing. So we're going slightly out of our way to drive the tarmac, but to be honest, it'll probably be faster anyway. The Dra Valley's supposed to be really, really beautiful, so we're looking forward to getting there and seeing what that has to offer. Probably camp out around Essaouira somewhere, I think. Give ourselves a full day to drive into Chigaga and the Iriki salt flats. Jed's just out in front of us there, leading the way. A little bit of footage for Mario. Not quite the same as when I left it. Hey. We stayed last night in Essaouira and driven south this morning to a place called Mamid. Where we've taken a piece that goes off into the desert, as you can see around us. It's got pretty sandy. Just making our way west across to, I think the destination's Tata. Going to stay a night out in the desert out here though. It's quite a long way to try and make it in one day. So we're going to find somewhere in a couple of hours, make some food.
Rained out here for quite a while.
One night to be confused, one night to speed up truth. We had a promise made, 4 hands and then away, both under influence. We had
that's just to marinate the...
Yeah, we'll stick it in.
Mind is a razor blade to cover hands of above. To lean on wouldn't be one night of magic rush, the star to silver thread. One night to rush and then ring. 10 days of perfect hues, the colors red and blue. We had a call for hands of love to lean on. Would it be good enough? You knew the hand of the devil, and you kept us awake with false teeth, sharing different heartbeats in one life. To call for hands of above to lean on. Would it be good enough for me now? To call for hands of above to lean on. Would it be good enough?
Great things come from small beginnings.
Sun is gonna shine again, I know. The sun is gonna shine again, yeah, I know. After the winter's gone, I know. The sun is gonna shine.
Well, after another day off-road driving, we're down near Mohammed. There's a big dune down here. Listen. Absolute silence. We're on our own out here. It's real desert. Look at the dunes at the back. They've gone for miles, 40 kilometres I think. There's a well over there. We managed to get some water. We're trying out our new hot water system, shower system, which worked well. As well as the roadie Overland cook kitchen. Well, I've used it loads this trip. It's amazing. It's a prototype we're trying that fits inside of your spare wheel. The ones that we've been selling for ages, we found them slightly too big for travelling around. So these have been developed especially for us to try out. So yeah, we're pleased to say that we can give the thumbs up with the manufacture of those when we get back. Alan's just doing a Jamaican, well, it was going to be goat curry but we could only get beef, so Jamaican beef curry. Yeah, just sat here chilling out really. Just haven't really got much more to say apart from feeling really content at the minute. Trip's going really well. Got a big drive tomorrow off on pistes, off road. There's salt flats over there. Give those a go. Yeah. So just waiting for dinner now, and Louise has got half a bottle of wine I might steal. But yeah, we managed to get a couple of beers last night, the first time since Fez. We saw him in a supermarket. We haven't seen a supermarket since. It was probably about 2,000 kilometres ago. Yeah, everything's really cool at the minute. Just wouldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather be actually right now.
Just let me rest up here before I wind my way back home. Oh, my tired of feet, wind dancing all around my bones. Please let me rest up here, some shelter from the cold.
The sun is gonna shine again, I know. The sun is gonna shine again, yeah, I know. After the winter's gone, I know. The sun is gonna shine again, yeah, I know. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
Well, we've been asked loads of time about recovery equipment, and there's nothing put together that's a fully comprehensive toolkit. So these are now available on the web shop, so we just put this together so you can just buy it in one bulk package. Together in this waterproof dry bag, so all your equipment's together in your vehicle. As you can see, it's quite small and can probably fit underneath the seat. This case, we want to be on solid ground there. Al's on soft ground where the vehicle's stuck, and so we need to join the straps together. You must never ever join two straps with a shackle, because that's a missile ready to be launched if the straps fail or if the jacking point fails. The reason we've done two colours is so you know exactly where you are with these. So it's red into black through the loop and black over red. Now when we pull these together, you get this figure of 8 affair. Now if you pulled those, they would bind and you'd never get those undone. So you've got to put something in there to reduce the friction. I usually use a magazine of some sort, or you can use grass, but one thing that everybody carries in Morocco is a Chris Scott Morocco Overland book, so we'll be using that in this instance. Fold it over, put that in the gap, that will stop your straps from binding and you'll be able to take those out afterwards. We use the safety straps simply because if this shackle, I mean the shackles we use are pre-tested so they're not going to fail, but you never know about towing points and stuff like that on various vehicles. So if that was being pulled and that let go, that is a missile and that will kill you. So just as a backup, we use these safety straps. So just find a nice anchoring point. This case is my bash plate. It's not going to take any weight if it goes. It's just going to stop that shackle from flying off and killing somebody. And working very methodically and clearly. Put your hand through that loop. Pull that through there like that. Then put your towing strap through there. Get your shackle. Attach the shackle to the vehicle. And once that's fully tightened, just ease the pin off, quarter of a turn. And just make sure that's around there. So if that does fail, that'll pull and the safety strap will catch the shackle. Okay, now with all that done, we're all set up, all the tension's been taken out of the tow strap. The Chris Scott book's working well there, and we just use the bag just as a fluorescent marker. So we know exactly if we are being moved backwards and forwards. That'll give me a good view out of the van. Al's van's right hand drive, so he'll be using that, and I'm left hand drive, so I'll be using that as a reference as we're towing.
look elegantly bound, but in a language that you can't read just yet. You gotta spend some time, love. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your heart. You gotta spend some time, love. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your I slowly pass, and I long for this mirrored perspective when we'll be lovers, lovers at last. You gotta spend some time, love. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your heart. You gotta spend some time, love. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your heart.
Bit of a sandstorm this morning. Can't really see too much. Relying on the GPS.
I will possess your heart. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your heart. You gotta spend some time, love. You gotta spend some time with me, and I know that you'll find love. I will possess your heart.
Just stopped in a town called Fumsguid. It's at the end of the long piece that we've been driving from Zagora across to here, basically through Chigaga and Lake Ariki. Been a couple of days, basically stayed out in the desert last night. We've just made it here, and we want to inflate the tyres again after all the rough tracks we've been doing, but Jed's compressor, the thermal cutout, keeps switching it off, so Jed's gone to find, if he can find somewhere that can inflate the tyres for us. The girls have gone off to do a bit of shopping, a bit of meat and bread, etc. Staples. It's quite a strange little town, mostly military outside of it. There's some sort of crazy market going on, looks like a mad street side car boot sale really. And we're heading off west towards a place called Tata, and then probably north to Tafraoute. There's a lot of rock engravings and these big blue painted stones and things around that area. So yeah, we're going to head off west there and see what it has in store for us. After that, I think it'll probably be across to the coast, maybe a bit further south. There's a place called Plage Blanche, or Plage Blanc, I can't remember which it is actually. There's a lot of piste you can drive along the beach down there, I think, big rock arch and some other interesting bits and bobs. So yeah, let's see how we get on with all that.
What's going on? There's even Moroccans taking tourist photos.
Where are we now? Tartar.
Yeah.
Crazy, well, strange place. Just been able to buy beers in a bar. Feels like we've crossed some border into some weird place that feels European. Oh, look, that's High Street. Loads of
Single
nice.
person's hassled us yet.
Yeah. I don't know, should we try?
Ooh, you, ooh, I divido. Yes. One good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away.
It's absolutely spectacular.
My many artifacts, the list goes on. If you just say the words, I'll up and run. Oh, to you, ooh, I divido. Oh, to you, ooh, I divido. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away. My friends and family, they don't understand. They fear they'll lose so much if you take my hand. But for you, ooh, I'd lose it all. Ooh, for you, ooh, I'd lose it all. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away. My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beautiful Castillo. Ooh, I'd leave it all. Ooh, for you.
We arrived in a place called Tafraoute yesterday evening or afternoon. We had our second lot of rain so far. We drove a really good piece, the MA8 I think it was, yesterday. Went up in the clouds after following a dry riverbed through a canyon for quite a few miles. Yeah, like it was all sort of quite rainy when we got here. Woke up this morning, a beautiful sunny day again. Mountains in the background, real interesting landscape, kind of all boulders stacked on top of each other everywhere. We managed to find a guy as well that sold some donuts. He was making them by the side of the road, and we bought 5. They were like, I think they were 4 dirhams. I think it's 13 dirhams to the pound, so that's quite a cheap snack. Money's going quite a long way at the minute. Fuel's still really cheap. Everything's pretty good, reasonably priced, apart from Pringles. They're expensive. So we're just going to go for an explore today, check out the landscape. There's some place we've read about before we came, I think a Belgium artist or something painted a lot of boulders blue. Looks kind of interesting. Might see if we can wild camp out near there maybe. And yeah, just general check the area out, really, see what's around.
To the right and then a left, apparently. Follow a piece and the power lines out into the flat countryside, apparently.
Kodo wari kele mi wilila akokela nimisa Mbade lagine kauka kele akokela nimisa Kongo zaire kaube kele mina akobeke nimisa Kele manyinde Dusu manyinde O mansaba ne sonsuma ya langa dusu maraye Dabila okode yenimisa Nyone nene nyombo nyabale akode yenimisa Kele baine nyonlanja bani okode yenimisa Kele manyinde Dusu manyinde O mansaba ne sonsuma ya langa dusu maraye Politiki mogo uka bembali ya tefamude Bembali ya kumana kena foloko ye atefamude ala Bembali ya kumana ke joyoroko ye atefamude Combine fratricide Bonnes intentions destructrices Le grand Mali Xavier
That's it, straightforward as you are. A little bit of left hand down. That's alright, hit that as you are, just ease it over the edge. That's your side over. The other side just coming over now, that's it, easy, easy. Nice. Okay, as you are. Okay, bit of right hand down. Lovely, just like that. Okay, bit left hand down. Yeah, just there, keep going. Okay, your back right wheel's just about to roll over the edge of something. Yeah, there it is there. Okay, keep coming as you are. As you are. As you are. That's lovely. Okay, a little bit of right hand down. Just a touch. Go on. Yeah, that's great. Just like that. Keep coming as you are. Back wheel again. It's just about to go over a ridge. Yeah, that's off it now. Hold it just there a sec. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, keep coming. A little bit of left hand down. That's fine, just keep going straight as you are for the minute. You're just about to hit the rocks with your wheel. Okay, bit of right hand down. That's it, ease it through there. The passenger wheel's about to drop into, yeah, there you go. And now you're on the rocks, just get yourself out. Gets quite bumpy and bumpy down here. There's a big rock just there to give it, that's it, lovely. Okay, just straight now, your back wheel's about to go over one. Yeah, come on.
These are the days, this is the place where I belong. Lost in another world, I believe our time will come. We shift and we change, until time coming round. I'm standing, still standing. Are you waiting there? Coming up for
No sun will shine in my day today. The high yellow moon won't come out to play. I said darkness has covered my life and it's changed my day into night. Where is the love to be found? Won't someone tell me now? 'Cause oh my sweet life, it must be somewhere to be found. In this concrete jungle, where the living is hardest. Concrete jungle, you gotta work your hardest. No chains around my feet, but I'm still not free. See, I know that I am bound here in captivity.
I'm not going to eat them. It's going to be tough with all these cats around. So we're going to in a bit of a dilemma at the moment whether to eat these squid that we've just bought or put them back. The girls want to put them back, but I want to keep them. They're pretty fresh, as you can see. I don't know. Are we going to win any fans out by eating this squid?
We'll probably win more fans by putting them back.
That one's
yeah, they're definitely alive. That one's escaping.
Come back! Yeah! Free the squid! Free the squid!
He's caught
You
them.
pay £5 for me, don't give a shit what you're doing with them now.
Oh, give us a bag, I'll put them back.
Yeah! You know, it's the right thing to do, Jed.
That would have been lovely.
And fix that cat's paw while you're at it.
Not to do little. Right, okay, we had a vote, I'm going back to the sea.
Yay!
That one's looking at me.
Yeah, saying please put me back in the sea. This isn't my home, please don't
You never
eat
come
me.
on holiday with girls, ever. You don't get lively though, I was all trying to like get off the tray and that.
You're like, oh, they're dead. Like,
No,
come
they
on.
weren't pretty alive.
Yeah. What I was saying to Louise is that if I'm not willing to kill an animal myself,
Yeah.
then why should I have the right to eat it? That's where I find it really like, that's my struggle, is that I would not be able to kill that.
I love squid. I'd be...
You love squid alive.
I like squid alive.
Beans too, is it? Tonight. Oh, you got chicken?
Yeah. No, the chicken I was just gonna, because there isn't much.
Yeah,
I was gonna make like a stew and then just take the meat off the bone and put it in.
reef there, on the side of this lovely cliff. And at the back there, all dumped up, there's just sand with like loads and loads of shells over. So at some point this was seabed, which is what? Must be 30 metres up now, I reckon. It's not the sand dunes as such, that it's just the interesting nature of it, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, it's not just, I don't know, I'm just afraid it's just going to be town after town, and it's not, well, this bit part isn't anyway.
Yeah, you're quite, like, we're quite lucky though that we, like, for a lot of travellers it would just be town after town.
Yeah.
But, like, this kind of thing.
It's not a road, is it?
No. Although I reckon like some 2-wheel drives could make it down here. If you know, if you knew how to drive.
Well, I think that main track goes right the way, that sealed one, doesn't it?
Just up here, you know, the valley I was talking about where the estuary is, there's a road that cuts in.
Right.
So I reckon, like, even if you couldn't get full way this way, you could probably get a bit this way.
Dip into camel tour. He's got best camel tour I've ever seen. Life's been on camel tour.
I'm freezing. Here's my blanket.
They're a bit smelly though, aren't they?
Well, you need a good wash after being on camel tour for 2 weeks.
Yeah, this one's for you, darling.
Yeah.
Been on camel tour.
Well, I was going to say that to him. What campsite like here? Well, put a camel tour. Kick up a right pong after them die. Camel tour. 2 weeks at camel tour.
Come on, boys, we're cold. This is the world's hardest wood.
Still burning.
Go on, Al. Jed, it looks like you're beating someone to death.
Barking by the sewer sign, hot dog my razor broke, water dripping up the spout, but I don't care, let it all hang out. Hanging from a pine tree by my knees, sunshine through the shade, nobody knows.
So I've been in the Sucesful National Park for the last 24 hours or so. Stayed last night on some on a cliff top basically, but in sand dunes. Yesterday afternoon, found a load of blowholes. Some like massive swell coming off the Atlantic, and it's been carving its way through sort of sandstone cliffs. And yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it really. Just huge plumes of water bursting out of the ground, and water and air bubbling out of all the cracks and everything. It's pretty fantastic. Quite strange to have found ourselves in a desert-like environment, even right on the coast here. There's this wicked road that we're driving through the national park that kind of skirts along, right along the edge of the coast, rather than driving inland. I'm really glad we came this way actually. It was a beautiful night, camped out last night, a good fire and made some food. Just packed up this morning, carrying on driving north up the coast. What's the place? It's Sidi Rabat.
Yeah.
That little village, which apparently is where Jonah was spat up by a whale. So we're going to go and see what that's got to offer, kind of secretly hoping there'll be a massive fake whale or something there. The national park
has apparently got quite a lot of wildlife. We actually commented last night about our campsite, the fact that it was pretty much the first time we'd ever camped and there hasn't been a cat around. And woke up this morning to find cat prints everywhere in a bin bag ripped open with some bones. So it seems in Morocco there is nowhere you can get away without having a cat around.
All day, drive all night, brain my numb, can't stop now. Sure ain't no doubt, keep an open mind, baby, let it all hang out. It's raining inside a big brown moon. How does that mess your baby up leg? Eat the Reuben sandwich with sauerkraut. Don't stop now, baby, let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. Let it all hang out.
Well, it's another great day in Morocco. We spent the last few days in the Massa National Park just south of Agadir. Camped just over there at the minute. It's early morning, well, early for us, 7 o'clock. I've got some weird tapping which I'm kind of secretly nervous about. I've not learned to the others, but I'm hoping it's not from the engine. I think it might be actually, but yeah. That, well, I can't do anything anyway. You stuck out here with, there's no one to cover us with breakdown recovery, so we're out in Africa without any means to get the van recovered home. So you just rely on the available means to fix the van, and like you pick bits up to fix stuff, and you make do, sort of bush mechanics, I guess. But the Moroccan mechanics are very resourceful, and I've seen quite a few Volkswagens around and TDIs, so it would just be a question of time, I guess, to get anything fixed. But yeah, hopefully it won't come to that. Really interesting that I mean, we're probably about as far south, well, coming back as far south as we've been so far, which in theory we're the most further away from home as we've been so far, but because there's tarmac a lot of the way back as well that we can take, I feel a lot nearer to home than I have done so far. One thing that I have learned so far is that we never stop learning, ever. You can never know everything about the sort of conditions and off-road driving, how the vans behave, and don't ever be scared of making mistakes. Try and make mistakes, try and get stuck, try different techniques to recover yourself. That's how you learn, and nobody knows everything, nobody. And you're a fool if you think you do, because you need to make mistakes to learn, but just try not to make foolish mistakes. Like this valley, for example, we was going to drive down last night. Our instincts told us not to, just because of the sand conditions, and it was a good call, so we parked at the top. But if we'd have come down here, having driven along the Algerian border, where it was really soft dune sand, proper desert sand, we would have driven this easily. And in this situation, the vans just wouldn't do it. So that's a lesson learnt for us, and a valuable lesson too. So yeah, you really never stop learning.
I'm so messed up, I want you here. In my room, I want you near. Tonight we're gonna be face to face.
Just got the push pig out.
Yeah, totally.
Now I wanna be your dog. Now I wanna be your dog. Well, come on.
What I could, I could have
Cool, shove a bit.
Yeah, not off.
That's what it's for.
Get a knife.
Nice
Let's get my knife. Present
Jed's
for,
got a
Alan
knife.
Harriet.
want a bigger one?
I think this will do, right? Actually, I don't really want to mess
Yeah, I
up
know, I
the
was about to
cake.
say that's going to get
Too
absolutely
good for that.
Don't know what it'll be like.
Go on a really big bit.
Sure, it'll be absolute.
Cool, Chucky.
Chucky.
Come on, Isaac.
Oh, there's another dog under the van.
Shopping it that way, shall I? There you go.
Thank you.
Louise?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I hope it hasn't got nuts in. Doesn't look like it has.
No, this is like chocolate cake. A lot, very chocolate actually.
Bloody hell. Al, yours?
Oh yeah, go on then.
Oh. Do you want a bit? Or
Yeah.
smaller?
Yeah, not quite. I mean, not good, yeah. That's just obscene. It's like half the cake.
Yep.
Just
Crazy weather, a bit of an emergency. 2 minutes ago, we were camped right in this river. I had no idea it was a dry riverbed. It just had a big flash flood came flying through. Just gonna try and help these guys now. Shall I go and get some ropes? I'll get the tow straps out.
Al, it's the one down at the bottom that's really in trouble.
Yeah, I know. Can't go anywhere until they're gone. Have they moved it forward slightly?
No.
I think it has got less then, because the back wheel was really underwater.
Even just pulling it, I don't know.
But it'd be good to get them out.
We got a magazine or something. Just
Al,
put between
magazine.
these straps. Right. Are you going? Right, you've got about,
Heavy left out.
Going, he's going. You ready? Take
Ready?
up the slack. Right, go for it, Al.
Pull. Yeah, we'll get more.
Wow. Got this is more water.
Wow. I know. It's so scary. No. God. What do you say, son?
Perfect commercial 4x4.
Yeah, we run a business
Yes.
called CampervanCulture.
Ah, okay, nice.
So, yeah.
Perfect. Nice.
Oh. Yeah. But I don't know. He said he don't go, but. It's still could.
That's swelling like 10 times the size.
Yeah, that's what we had to move then. Right then.
I was nuts. absolutely mental hour we just had though. We managed to safely recover 2 or 3 vehicles. Turned out there was a young family and a baby. Sorry, I'm just cleaning the lens. In one of the vehicles, so they would have been washed out to sea if we hadn't have turned up with our CampervanCulture recovery gear. So yeah, that's great. We had 2 sets of those on board. We also had handheld CB so we could communicate safely and get those guys evacuated. However, there's 2 Swiss big vans down there and they just don't want to move. They're absolutely nuts. And it's thundering and lightning and there's more bad weather due in with all the town back there. What's the name of the town, Al? Tafraoute. Quite a well-known surf place. Apparently the road's been totally washed out. Cars have been turned on their sides. Yeah, and there's cars backed up probably all the way to Agadir now, so it is a slight state of emergency actually. But yeah, there's more weather coming in apparently, according to the locals. They've been on the internet, so yeah, watch your space. Well, all's a bit calmer this morning in Tafraoute after last night's mayhem. Sun's out. There were forecast bad weather today, but maybe it just came early yesterday. And the roads are all open now and the cars are moving. Yeah, the sea does look a little bit cloudier this morning due to all the runoff from the hill. Well, that's the Atlas, where the Atlas meets the sea back there, so that's where a lot of that came from. But yeah, the crazy Swiss have put the caravan and the big van and the trailer right back in the flood runoff from the mountains. They're mad. I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. There's no way I'd go back there. Yeah, so backtracking a couple of days. We haven't really had the cameras out much because it was my birthday, and as we pulled up in Tafraoute, a couple of familiar faces turned up or drove in just behind us. our friends we met on the first day of the trip, way back in Chefchaouen, and that's our friends Ollie and Heidi, and their little dog, Uno, little vampire dog. That's obviously the van behind us, sporting the CampervanCulture.com logo. So yeah, it was good to hook up with those guys again and crack on, I guess. Get to Essaouira. We've got, I think we've got 11 days left in Morocco before we need to get to Spain, which will then give us 5 days to head back through Spain and France. A drive that I'm not particularly looking forward to, but by no means am I dreading the drive. Hopefully we can find some nice places on the way back as well, which we usually look out and find anyway.
Can you help him? I don't
Well,
think-
Isaac had to be back for school for February, so it was time for us to head north and leave Al and Harriet behind to continue their own adventure. It wasn't long before we'd met a whole bunch of new people heading in our direction. So we've just got pulled over by a nice French couple at the side of the road. They've been stranded for 3 days down a piste in like a converted ambulance. No one can get them out, but luckily we came along. They've been stuck down here, like I said, for quite a while, so we'll just see if we can get them out. Nice place though. But yeah, I don't know what they were thinking trying to come down this piste. It's a new one apparently. It's just very muddy. Yeah, why not?
Je fais comment? Je fais comment? Hein? J'ai rien à faire. Mais ça filme à combien? Ok. Comment je vois ce que je filme? Ça filme à 360? Comment je vois ce que je filme? You need some help for...
No, I'll be okay, I think.
Woohoo!
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Big a battle, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and flower, you're the chosen one. Well, your left hand's free, and your right's in grip, with another left hand watches right and slip. Schwartz is gone.
Well, that was an epic few hours. Managed to get that nice French couple out of trouble. Yeah, that was interesting. You know what? I just realised I didn't even get their names, but they were pretty grateful. In the end, we got it going with the straps. Had to reverse out. It was about 2 k's down that piste, and it was a new piste, and it was just a right mess. I had to reverse out, and it was hard, really, just for our van. We were skidding around, and I didn't fancy being attached to their vehicle, towing them out, and their vehicle going off the edge, which would have done quite easily. So I let some air out the tyres with the help of a big group of Berber guys. Everyone just chipped in. We got it going. I put it in second gear, and rather than wheel spinning, which was done before, it did actually drive out quite easy in the end. Just getting stuck a little bit at the top, and the Berber people helping. So yeah, that was exciting, and it looks like, well, I put a CampervanCulture sticker on the car, and I guess we're gonna have some new subscribers to the website. So yeah, we were gonna wild camp again tonight, but Isaac was sick in the night, so we just want to get cleared up, really. And after that lot, I mean, look at the state of the van. All the recovery stuff got thrown in because it started raining, and we didn't want to repeat of the other night when that river formed. So, oh Jesus, look at it in here. So yeah, time to clean up.
Well, your left hand's free.
Okay.
Oh look, they're all coming. He's okay. They'll be coming down out of the trees soon. Any good?
Climb out to where you see.
So we spent last night in a place called Essaouira, very, very nice place. We went round the Medina yesterday, had some lunch and stuff. It was very nice indeed. We camped at this French style behind us. Tons and tons of mainly French motorhomes. It cost under £2 a night to stay here. Obviously it's just a car park, but everything's guarded, so all your stuff's safe. Not that it's going to get stolen anyway, but it's just that good peace of mind. I did see a T3 Syncro down here last night. Popped a couple of stickers underneath the windscreen, CampervanCulture ones, so I'll just get out and see if those guys are around, have a look what they're up to.
You heard them both that breathed in a telephone wreck. Oh, I loved you with the good and the careless in me, but it all...
You do find just outside the sort of bay in Essaouira, it is just like any other beach in Morocco, where like people are, and just the usual broken glass and plastic bottles everywhere. You wouldn't want to sit there for a day. It's just, I don't know, there's rubbish, there's flies. It's just pretty disappointing actually, the Moroccan coastline, apart from in the national parks, which were excellent. If I was to come to Morocco again, I'd give the coastline a huge swerve personally. It's not really my cup of tea. Just people. Alright, look, I mean, there's lots of this sort of people around, older people. Roads are good, it's alright, but it's just no reflection on what Morocco's got to offer, really.
Just like you said last year to learn.
Are you going to cook it then?
Yeah. Maybe not today.
In a telephone wreck, we will never be the change to the weather and the sea.
As we headed north along this coastal road, we met more and more people with bigger, better vehicles that were true adventurers who had done a trip like ours many times before. These guys are the real deal, on a real overland expedition down to Cape Town.
You were the boat that breathed in a telephone wreck. We will never be the change to the weather and the sea, and you knew that. You were the boat that breathed.
We just pulled up at the place of camping back there, and guys are trying to, local fishermen, old chaps, trying to sell us freshly caught crab. There's baskets of oysters up there you can pick up really cheap. Yeah, brilliant, so happy. We should have just, I don't know, we should have known about this place before as it goes, but it'll help in future planning of routes. Yeah, come to Morocco, the beaches are lovely. It's one of the first places that we've actually felt safe for Isaac to take his flip-flops off, knowing that he's not going to be stabbing himself in the feet with broken glass. It really is a treat here. I think we can safely say we're going to be staying for a day or two. Shame we've got to be back in the UK in like 10 days, but what the hell, we'll just rush through France and hang out here in the sunshine for a bit longer, I think. I think we now have found out where most of Morocco's produce comes from. We're just south of Casablanca at the moment. It's a rainy day, so we've decided to do a bit of travelling today. Head a little bit further north after our great stay last night. Bought some fresh fish from the fishermen on the beach. I'll cook that later. But just look how green this is. Just heading into Casablanca now, just watching the council roadworks over there, the same world over, all those guys watching and about 2 guys digging.
ما تغيا سوفر لا لدن أني ما أني داغل هراقا أني ما
First stretch of motorway that we've been on since we left London. Yeah, feels weird. Going through the toll booth on the péage on the motorway, just admiring these two gentlemen in the back of a pickup with a cow. It's Morocco for you. So we're just waiting for the ferry to unload its cargo before we get on. Just quickly run through the formalities of getting on back on the ferry. This is Tangier Med. It's supposed to be the quick crossing now that did away with all the need for fixes and things like that to get your tickets, but they've started creeping in here now, and they take your stuff and try and get 100 dirhams off you for sorting things out, but I mean 10s are going right apparently, so I wouldn't really bother giving them your stuff all, because there's no need. That Carlos who does the tickets has stitched us up a bit, because we bought return tickets from him, but apparently he had a promotion where he gets the kids ticket for 20 dirhams one way, but only from Al Jazeera's to Tangier Med, so there wasn't a return ticket for Isaac when we checked in, but he kept that one quiet. So yeah, very naughty for Carlos. I'd never liked the bloke anyway, but he did stitch us up really.
Taking number 6 is open, thank you.
Here we go, back onto Spanish soil. Find something to eat, walk in a shop and buy a beer, things like that. We ended up staying in the car park of the Lidl, simply because we were starving and we couldn't resist the draw of a McDonald's, which is just back there, so we got the free Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's actually alright for a car park. Gibraltar's back there. I think we might visit Gibraltar today. I've always fancied doing that actually, but never got round to that, simply because I've never been here before. Apart from on the way down, so I think that'd be quite exciting. So there's we're on Gibraltar. There's some London buses. There's it's like London. Look, people getting knocked off mopeds. Just seeing a couple of coppers back there. Better Better watch what I'm doing actually here, because easy to get distracted. Oh, here we go, here's another one. Made the mistake of thinking we was on our own then and trying to get a packet of biscuits out, and we got just invaded by monkeys, didn't we? Had to push them out of the way, didn't we? Yeah, there's one there, look. Waiting to attack.
We did tell you.
Just taking the footpath down from the cable car at the top. It's taking us down through the old town of Gibraltar. Oh, it's bloody lovely here. I'm so glad that we came. So we've had a right laugh, haven't we, Isaac? It's just those monkeys are amazing. They just, as people get off the cable car, especially if they've got plastic bags, they just rip them apart and everything goes everywhere and everyone starts screaming. It's such a laugh. Fortunately, Louise is ill in the van after indulging in too many McDonald's, I think, last night. But yeah, I'm gutted she's missed this. It's really been one of the highlights. But if you're ever near Gibraltar, seriously, you want to come. It's just really nice. Apart from the quirky things like London buses and policemen in English uniforms, just, I don't know, it's just really refreshing change, really. Going through customs from British Gibraltar back into Spain. It does seem a bit odd, but I just really like the place. I can't help it. It's just really, really weird. So yeah, let's get back into Spain. We found a great wild camping spot again. Just over there, as you can see, Gibraltar. We was at the top of that earlier on with the baboon apes. Yeah, actually really good place. Really enjoyed that again. I know I'll probably keep going on about it, but it was good. So there's a little lighthouse there, lovely beach, very clean, and we're just tucked ourselves in that corner over there. I love Spain. It's January the... Isaac, what's the date today? It's 24th of January, Friday, and it is probably about as hot as it gets on a hot summer's day in the UK. It got quite cold last night, but I'm just wondering actually if anyone isn't really into going to Morocco, Spain would be a great option, because you do feel like you're in a desert a lot of the time through the middle. And the weather's amazing, so yeah, might be a food for thought for a future trip actually, Spanish trip. Yes, it's just got everything you need, and the wine's cheap.
gosh, it's quite nice, isn't it?
Well, that was quite a nice stay. A bit windy this morning, but we're heading north from the coast up through Spain. So quite an early start this morning. Beautiful sunrise to get us on our way though. Well, after leaving the coast earlier on, we're about 200 miles south of Madrid in a place called Santa Elena. I wish we had more time to explore Spain now. It's definitely given me a taste to come back again. Maybe in the summer we'll come to Spain for our summer holidays this year. So Louise has just jumped into the shower, hot shower though, because I don't know, we've been wild camping for a while now, and yeah, there's Wi-Fi at the van as well, which is pretty good. But just sort of looking around, I mean, some lovely trees and sort of big olive grove over there, and forest. The town looked pretty good as well. You find that with Spain, you drive on the main road and it just looks like nondescript places, but you just get off that main road and drive a mile over. Everywhere's bloody lovely, really, really nice. Finally entered France. We're just literally on the French-Spanish border, on the French side, near the coast. Here we go, under the van again. I just noticed that again my bloody exhaust is cracked there. It's always doing it. It's really annoying. So I got some of this liquid metal putty stuff just to get me out of trouble, hopefully for now. Go.
I'm trying. I'm not back at him. Me and Isaac are gonna video Jez. Because he's really drunk. He's coming back. Alright, did you manage?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, not like that, yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. We've got a little gin palace of road here, haven't we? Hey, little drunk Jed. Little drunk Jed. He's had too much rosé. You having a girly night in? Shall we watch Dirty Dancing before we go to bed?
Turn the cameras off. Turn them off. Turn them off.
Jed's drunk. Jed's drunk.
Right, there we go. Latest attempt at bush mechanics. Seems pretty fun, I've got to say. Oh shit, look at this morning. So we're in another flood again. Christ. That was bloody lucky. Oh, saying that, was it lucky? It's really flooded up here. Shit. Oh, we'd seen the river burst its banks last night. It looked low, the river. I don't know why. It didn't really rain that much in the night either. It was only spitting. Obviously, it must have rained up the bloody up the valley, whatever. I mean, it's nothing terrible. It's only a foot so deep, but still, yeah. Don't ever camp near rivers.
Christiane Taubira a déclaré faire le pari de l'intérieur.
Coming towards the end of this epic trip. Check the exhaust out. It's like a Spitfire. Well, we've arrived at Dover in Calais in one piece. Just bought the ferry ticket. Just been down the Carrefour. Wine is very, very cheap in France. It's very, very expensive in the UK. So these are like €1 a bottle. Or €1.50 or something in France. It costs you the equivalent of about €7 a bottle in the UK. So I'm just loading the Trasheroo up at the minute, as it's one of the few places I've got space left in the van. It's been very handy, the Trasheroo, and water carrier, everything like that. So yeah. Just loading that up now really. Got 20 odd bottles to go in there. That's it, the end of another great trip, Campervan Culture. Oh, that's the end of our trip, this time anyway. I guess we'll leave the rest to Al and Harriet now to tell their story and what they're getting up to in Morocco and on the rest of their trip. Stay safe, guys.